Good evening YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick brake fluid change on the bike because I said in a previous video, compared to the clutch fluid that I changed recently, it looks absolutely grim, the brake fluid. So I'm going to do that quickly. I'm going to do both front and rear as well. But before we get to that, just a quick note on the exhaust that I did the other day. You may notice it's now got a different cans on the end. That's because I sort of, a couple of days after well, about a day I suppose after I originally fitted them, I was looking at them like sort of like a top-down view, so I could see both of them sort of parallel from above. I was sort of looking above the pillion seat and looking down. I noticed that one of them wasn't sitting quite straight, the left-hand one. So I thought I'm gonna have to take it off and have a bit of a fettle with it. So I did, and then putting it back on. Whether I pushed the can on too hard or what, I'm not really sure what's happened. I tried to twist it to get it straight after I'd put it back on, and it just would not move, and I've spent days and days and days trying to get the damn thing off. I've tried everything. I've tried extreme heat, I've tried as much force as I dare put on it without damaging the can, but it just wouldn't budge. So long story short, yeah, so that's what happened. So I've now got these cans because I didn't want to be without, you know, not being able to use the bike before the season starts, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to sort this other problem out. So if I can sort it out and I can sell the other ones, then I might do that, or I may even keep them as a, you know, to quieten the bike down if I want to make it quieter, because obviously, as you saw, those other cans were longer, so these ones will be much louder. But because I had to get another set of cans, I thought I'll try these ones, try the shorter ones and see what they're like. So anyway, that's what happened there. But anyway, let's crack straight on with the brake fluid. I'm sure you can probably see this from there, but you can see just how grim the brake fluid actually looks. So definitely a good thing that we're changing it, especially compared to that clutch fluid that I changed recently, which looks nice and clean. This brake fluid looks absolutely disgusting. I've got no idea what the back reservoir fluid looks like, but we'll have a look at that in a bit. Right, cap off. Diaphragm and diaphragm plate off. And oh yeah, that looks very, very grim. Very brown. Don't forget the all-important cloth to catch spillages. Right, as some of you may know, this is an up and over the mudguard type setup. So the first line comes down to this caliper here, and then there's another banjo bolt there that goes over the mudguard to the other caliper. So as this caliper here is effectively the furthest away from the reservoir, I'm going to do this one first, which should have bled all the lines, and then once I've done that, I'm just going to bleed that one a little bit, because there's bound to be some old fluid in here that bleeding the other one won't get. So I'll bleed the other one, which will be the main job, and then I'll also bleed this one as well, just to be on the safe side, to make sure all the old fluid is definitely out. Right, so I'm going to pump the front lever a couple of times, hold it in, open the valve, close the valve, pump again, open, all the while keeping an eye on the reservoir at the top to make sure it doesn't run out of fluid. Bizarrely, this fluid coming through here looks pretty clear, but the fluid in the reservoir looks absolutely disgusting. Now I'm going to top up with some fresh fluid. And just keep repeating the process. Alright, I think I'm done with this one now, so I'm going to move over to the other side. Right, so I've done the other side. I didn't bother filming that because it's just exactly the same process, you know, again. And as well as like this side, the manual doesn't actually tell you to bleed the master cylinder here, but I'm going to do it anyway, just for my own, you know, peace of mind. It does tell you, when I did the clutch, the manual does tell you to bleed the master cylinder up here, but with the brakes, weirdly, it doesn't. But I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to do it anyway, just for my own peace of mind. Weirdly, this one on here for this nipple here is 8mm, whereas the two bolts on the calipers are 10mm. So not sure why, but hey ho. Exactly the same process again. This fluid all looks like the clear stuff coming out the reservoir. Maybe that's why they don't bother telling you to do it in the manual. But at least I know. Yeah, that's all coming through fine there, so. Bit more fluid. Right, that's the front done. Right, that's the reservoir all back together, so now let's move on to the back. Right, so the rear brake reservoir is just under the seat, nice and easy to get to. Diaphragm off. This fluid doesn't look too bad, but change it anyway since we're here. Right, so same process again. Except this time obviously you're just pressing the rear brake pedal down. Right, I've just topped it up with fluid. Not sure if you can see it on camera, but the fluid coming through now does look clearer than it did before, so, but it's not a huge difference. Right, I think that's the back done. Top up the fluid one last time. Diaphragm back on. And caps back on. That's it, all done. So that's it for today's one, guys. Nice simple job today, just doing the brake fluid. That's all for me today, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.